Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a 7-year disaster battle playing as Elspeth von Draken going up against Sylvania, where they are bringing more than 3 full stacks against us, including Vlad, who's basically worth an entire stack just on his own. A lot of trash in the enemy armies, but there's also a lot of good quality units as well. We've got to keep that in mind. The forces that we have are also mostly trash with a couple of good units. I think he has got way too many frontline forces here that just aren't really going to inflict that much damage. I don't think archers are particularly good here. Some more high-powered missile units would have been great. And the secondary army that we've got is half garbage, half pretty good units. And we really need to be as efficient as possible with this. We've also got some banners that can't be applied in this army here any further because you can only put those on heroes. But we can actually apply it into the other army by just doing a bit of a trick. See, when you highlight an army by clicking on it, you're able to put any banner that's selected onto here. Now, if I click back to Elspeth here, it actually deselects her army, but we can choose her banners. That's why I can't put this banner on anyone, but I can use this banner over here. And if I want to use this one, all I gotta do is that. And of course, they've still got this banner here, which I'm actually going to put that in Elspeth's army because they're the ones that are going to need it to begin with. All right, let's jump in. Actually, I think it would be best if we don't control a large army here, because what we really need to be focusing on is specific unit sniping. And if they have 40 units on the battlefield, that's going to make it very difficult for us to do that. So we need to focus on Lord sniping as much as we possibly can. So let's do that. And if you have a look at the battle difficulty, it is on the highest battle difficulty. Let's jump in and see what we can do. So the banners that we applied, they're not going to make that big of a difference, but you know, better to have it than not to have it, I guess. Okay, now the guy gave a fairly detailed explanation as to what he attempted with this battle here. He definitely controlled large army, said that he brought his reinforcements from over here to here, but they came in way too late and holding this defensive position. He basically got overrun. And by the time these guys arrived, it was basically too late because these guys need time to set up. So we don't really want to do that. I didn't think that that would work. There's a fair bit that you can do with this particular map. If you really want to, you can set up over here. Set up like this. It makes it really difficult for the enemy's non-flying units to do any serious damage to us whatsoever, but it would make the Hellstorm rocket batteries kind of crap to shoot from that direction. But they can still shoot out this way. Yeah, just put them there. We need to make sure we knock out all the flyers, because they've got like a Vargulf or two. That is really bloody important. Now, the downside to positioning ourselves like this is that we are giving ourselves no opportunity to withdraw our units whatsoever. But that's okay. That is acceptable as far as I'm concerned. Alright. The big problem, though, these units do take up a lot of space. So, gotta cram it in as much as we possibly can. Now, those guns will probably have a hard time shooting from this position, so we'll go a bit further down here. But obviously, the tighter we can make this, the harder it's going to be for them to dish out damage to us. And this one here needs to have a high ground line of sight, or else this is not going to be able to shoot at anything. Okay, that gives us a bit more room to move here. Good. So I'll just have them shoot at the biggest blobs. Have them not fire at will. Elspeth's job is to go take out any single entities that she... any flying units that we can possibly find. Now, as for these ones here... it could be good to bring them in and set them up over here and create something of a kill zone where this army is fighting into a big blob and then these guys show up and then the mortars can just immediately deal with them. Now, it'd also be good if this guy here could sort of deal with Vlad, but I'd have to isolate him from the rest of the army first, and that's easier said than done. Alright, and let's just see how we go. Move you maybe a little bit closer there. And, yeah, guard mode on all of them. Okay, let's do this. So, where's the Vargulf? Vargai, sorry. They do have a Vargulf, but that's not what I was worried about. Alright, now this one here, I want it to go over to the reinforcements block, because Vlad should be the first one in. So I want to reform this a little bit better, if I can. Alright, so... let's get rid of this Vargeist by some Spirit Leech. Shame it's not 4 Winds of Magic to make it cheaper. Okay, we've got to watch out though for the dire wolves. So I'm probably not going to be able to get him over there. His speed's not high enough. You're going to do that, are you? Alright, turn the mortar around. Let's start bombing in this position. Yeah, get him back over here. This is not going to work out favorably for him. Also, if Vlad gets over here, that's doubly bad because of area of effect magic that he can do. I don't think any of these other spellcasters are going to do anything like that. Alright, Elspeth should be able to fight this one in melee, especially with a little bit of missile support. Ah, come on. God damn, that's annoying. Trying to bloody select it. And clicks everything but the unit I'm trying to attack. Alright, well they're not going to get through that anytime soon. So far, so good. Now, as for this one here, obviously, it's not shooting. That's because it's line of sight to be able to shoot any of these guys here. It's just not possible. It's aiming for the reinforcements. Problem is, there's going to be a lot of trees in the way. Good. By getting rid of the flying unit, they've just got no means to get over here and kill our artillery, or our army for that matter. Alright, now let's go and take this guy out. Killing any of their lords early on is going to be very handy. So that should do alright there. Alright, seems like that didn't really go the direction I was hoping it would. It's okay. Another problem we might have here is just lack of leadership. Yeah, we've already started to get some terror routing units. That's not ideal. We've got a leadership unit here, so his zone of influence. But yeah, if they drop below something like 13 leadership, then it is quite easy for them to get terror routed. So Vlad's here. I'm going to need to send Elspeth to go and sort him out and lure him away. Can we use this from this distance? No. Alright. The mortars could shoot in here just as carefully as possible. Don't hit our own units. That would be really bad if they did. The gunners are having a hard time shooting. They haven't done a whole lot of damage. Okay, that looks pretty good. See, because it's fairly close range for them, they're not particularly inaccurate. I've got to get in over here and use a Soul Blight. It's really cheap, and it will debuff them by a hell of a lot. Okay, the Hellstorm rocket batteries. They can start shooting over here if they want. I just kind of expect that they're not really going to hit very much. Other than this one here, because that way they at least won't get terror routed. Look at that, they actually managed to get in over here. Are you getting any kills in? Actually, you're doing a lot better than I expected, given all the trees in the way. Okay, now we got to go over here and start sorting out Vlad. That's really important. I think maybe I should leave this guy here. No. Because the other army that's coming in this way is not that big of a deal. They've got this under control, but yeah, let's get this guy out of here. They've got enough ammunition for now. We'll use our restocks later. Funny enough, I think it might be the mortars rather than the Hellstorm rocket batteries that I use it on. Okay, but yeah, on Vlad, just keep spirit leeching him and lure him away. Good if this one rallies so I can get it back over here. Alright, need you on the ground. It's not going to stop us from taking damage, but there's no one else particularly fast here at the moment. Good, get over here. good amount of damage done on them. Okay, yep. Good. Alright, now let's try to focus as much as we can on Vlad. Make sure he doesn't get over here, because if he uses Flock of Doom, we're fucked. And he's worth so much balance of power that this will really help out the battle for us. Alright, how are you going for damage? Actually, way better than I thought. Alright, just stop now. That's enough, because wait for the next wave to come through. But at least it's thinning them out as they're coming in through this way. Hang on. Don't let him lose interest. That's going to hit dirt, for sure, yep. Keep Elspeth on the ground as well. Give him some nice juicy ass to potentially eat, but then, of course, you know, be a total tease. Don't actually give it to him. There we go. Good. Stay nice and close to him. That's great. If we can kill him without him having used up all of his regen, that's even better. So this one's damage with its gun is really bloody good against Vlad. And then her Spirit Leech with the Spell Mastery and his, you know, not that much magic resistance. He's going to heal the full, but still, his health regen cap is now visible, so that's good. You need to stop shooting now. Start shooting over here. No feed, just oil. Right, our reinforcements are ready to come in as needed. Guess one thing I could do is actually start withdrawing some of our units from the battlefield. Oh, who was I talking about? I mean, these guys aren't going to be able to pincer them because I've got to withdraw our army for them to come in. The Dark Lady of Nuln. Right. Alright, let's bomb over there. Mage of Death. Spread your wings. Did that just in time. He doesn't actually have magical attacks, so that would have reduced the damage output of that attack by just a little bit. Battle protocols. Marching. But yeah, so far so good. Looks like we've got Vlad. He's going to be out of here. Try to aim for where they've got the most number of units, even if it's shit like zombies. Just because they do try to dodge us. And if they move out of the way, well then it just ends up hitting something else. Yeah, don't shoot at them. Shoot over here. No, those units are goners. Would be good to bring Elspeth back over here as soon as possible. Okay, that should be enough. Let's get Elspeth out of here. The engineer should be able to handle the rest of that. I'm going to tell this one here to leave the battlefield. Actually, these three here, they're quite... Actually, these four. Get them off the battlefield. Because they're just liabilities here at the moment. Because as they continue to rout, they're going to cause low leadership... They're going to cause leadership penalties for our other guys due to, you know, allies routing. Which we don't want that. Okay, Vlad's gone. Good. So yeah, these here. Get them out. Actually, put them in control at 3. This one, 1, 2. Alright, there is still one more Lord to deal with, but it's probably best we bring this guy back over here, because they're bringing in their higher quality units now. Now, when our guys come in, if they've got units over here, that's going to be a bit of a problem. We need to try to escort them over here to help us defend. It looks like now the big fight's just going to be in this position in a nice big blob. Spread your wings. That's going to be really good for the mortars. Why did you get off the mortars there? Come on, get back on it. We serve the Emperor. Attack. Yeah, don't fire at will, because shooting at these infantry here is a complete waste. Go, leave. Get them out of here. And yeah, bring this guy in. That's good. My Sigmar's will. Elspeth von Draken. Alright, now I've got to find some way to get these guys over here. Actually, you can go fire at them. That's fine. Keep Elspeth's influence over here, just so that we keep our forces from running away. These guys here need to be withdrawn from the battlefield.
Spiritor of Shaiish.
Now we strike. Forward, man.
Alright, need to get rid of this guy now.
A march of metal.
They're fine, they're not receiving too much damage there.
Take position. Master engineer.
So we want to wait until this is finished, so that way we can generate as much winds of magic as possible, because we didn't have a huge amount of reserves. And there's still a lot of enemies still to go. I haven't been shooting with this one, although by not shooting we're preserving their balance of power. But, yeah, that's fine. Look, there's no rush to shoot them at the moment. Everything seems fine. At the moment, that is.
Let's move.
Okay, they're starting to bring some guys around up this way. I think we're getting a lot of value out of these mortars, so that's the unit that I want to restock. Let's get them over there. Alright, bit of a problem over here. They're going to need some assistance. I'll send Elspeth over here, because we've got other heroes providing influence now. Good, it got restocked. Hang on, stop shooting there, and shoot here instead. Just really want to make sure we're not inflicting friendly fire.
The Dark Lady of Nome. My carmine hungers.
Now, front line's not going to hold much longer at this rate. So Elspeth is going to have to pick up the slack real soon. Try to shoot at their scariest units, if we can. Got plenty of ammo there. Alright, there's more stuff over here for you to shoot. These guys are having a hard time hitting anything. And I'm having a hard time getting these ones over here. These three can leave the battlefield. Probably even four.
Cannons fire! The Empire endures! Master engineer! The Empire endures!
Alright, these three here, they can actually come over here and act as frontline units. Doesn't matter if they take a bit of damage. That's okay. Just for a little bit, and then I'll get them off the battlefield.
Where's the death of Nome?
Withdraw! Handgunners! Mortar!
Stop. Okay, might be a good idea to restock the crossbowmen.
Master engineer! Filling, not folly!
Set, get them out of here.
Take the ground! Come, friends!
Spiritor of Shaiish.
Good, they haven't taken much damage at all. They're doing very nicely. But like I said, I need to get them over here, and they can't detach from this.
Spearman! Emperor's mercy on us all!
Okay, nice big blob over there. Shoot him. And there's another lord or hero got to be dealt with. So let's go send Elspeth to sort that out, because over here this seems to be doing just fine.
Swordsman!
Okay, these can leave the battlefield, so we can bring in the rest of our reinforcements. We'll bring in more of our reinforcements, but yeah, if we could pull out some of these guys here, get them around, because otherwise the heroes have to hold the line here, and that's not ideal.
Our weapons are yours! Quick
Move
march!
them in a little bit closer.
Take position!
So they got a corpse cart there. That's easy enough to fight in melee. Yeah.
Artillery!
We're getting lots of kills in with this one. So that's been totally fine. Like I said, was not really a big deal at all that we weren't using it at the beginning of the battle. Get these guys out of here. Get these ones over here.
Awaiting orders! No!
Get them to come in and help against them.
Ready for
Because yeah, they're not fast killers, so it takes them ages to deal with it. But luckily we don't have a huge amount of fast units coming at us at the moment, so it was good timing for us to do this little switch. No, 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 no. Come on, get back in that position. You were doing fine.
Moving! Soldiers of the Empire! Spearmen! Formation!
Nothing to worry about there. Don't worry about flanking them. Not a big deal. Okay, these two can now bring them over here and just shoot at whatever they want.
Onwards, and Carmine! Spread your wings!
By gun and saber!
Okay, this guy here, good at shooting infantry. This one, good at shooting
By forge and
single entities.
firearm.
Because he's got a grenade launcher, he's got a repeating rifle or something.
We are ready!
Okay, these guys here, if they can get around the back, we'll shoot into the back of the skeleton warriors and that'll kill it really quickly.
Imperial Inventor! Hellstorm Rocket Battery! Spearmen! Show us
These
the
guys to
blood.
hurry up and get over here.
Get moving! The Empire endures! Duty calls! Engineer!
But so far so good. There's not that much coming in over here at the moment, at least. Don't worry about the mortars. Good, getting rid of them just frees up more of our troops.
Firearms loaded!
Good, get over here. I'll reorganize them once they get here. Just need them to hurry up.
Genius guides me. We are Sigmar's heirs! Mortar! Cannons!
Sylvanian crossbowmen would definitely be a good target to get rid of.
Keep your heads down, men! Battle protocols!
Alright, need to do some more restocks. Probably on... Yeah, I will actually give the Hellstorm rocket battery some extra ammo. That'd be good. Watch out. Make sure the gunners can actually get over here.
Moving now! At speed!
Can we use Spirit Leech on these Cairn Wraiths just because we need some sort of magical attacks in order to maximize our damage output on them? I would do that, but where she's aiming for is going to hit our own units more than the enemy. So that's not good.
Quicker!
Going through, over this way.
No lingering!
Guns should be somewhat at the front, whatever their line of sight's going to be
Gifted tinker!
best.
Master engineer!
Good.
Spearmen! Destroy it!
Okay, this is where we should be using the coruscating blast on this one here.
All will need more.
Preferably not while it's moving. Good, 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 good-ish. Although these guys are taking some damage and their leadership's pretty awful.
Into the winds. Onwards, and
And there's another one here. Problem here at the moment is our missile units. Oh shit! Okay, I need to stop this right now.
Claims you.
Okay, mortars right there. Yeah, these guys couldn't quite make it there in time.
Engineer!
Never mind, there's the army losses. That seems like a pretty damn early army losses. Most of their forces haven't been fully committed to it yet.
What do
stop.
you bid?
The last few little hits, a little bit of friendly fire. But still, the reinforcing army barely took any damage, and our army, our primary army, didn't take that much. A few casualties on the frontline units, which is to be expected. And we didn't even need the majority of our troops. Oh, well, actually, no, we did. So they actually still had a few units remaining because they've actually got some mortal units. But those were Sylvanian crossbowmen. If they only had 9 troops left, because I did tell the Hellstorm rocket batteries to shoot at them, then that means they should get wiped out. And they're not subject to Raise the Dead, so they're definitely gone. Unfortunately, Vlad is subject to Raise the Dead, and he's coming back. Most of their... well, quite a lot of their forces are coming back. Alright, we can take some replenishment, give you some money. Your finances aren't great. I have no idea what's going on in the campaign situation, whether there's vampiric corruption here or not. So we'll go with the
We
replenishment.
owe our safety to Sigmar.
Yeah, you're standing in enemy territory. Well, lucky that we won the battle, because if I had to guess, based on how the visuals were at the end of that battle, this was filled with vampiric corruption. And while this one here, at least you're in guard, in camp stance, this one wasn't. Oh, you are getting replenishment. You've probably got something that's providing you with replenishment in foreign territory. Although I'm not entirely sure what that is, unless it's part of her trait. I don't know. Oh, her army's immune to vampiric attrition anyway, so yeah, it's fine. Okay, so where did Vlad go? Is that Isabella there? Yeah. Vlad, are you sitting inside Avraham? Nope. He must have force marched quite a distance away. Because he did revive. Unless he's over here. Maybe he could be in ambush stance. That is a possibility. Let me just move Elspeth a little bit closer.
Takes the laggard.
Master engineer.
Interesting. Got something interesting at Fort Sol. Let's have a look at that. That's... Yeah, the control +2 kind of goes to waste here. I don't know, just leave it, I guess.
Imperial scholar.
Well, if Vlad is on ambush stance somewhere in here, I guess we'll find out when we attack this.
No.
Alright, auto resolve looks pretty good for us here. And vampire counts usually perform really badly in auto resolve in this sort of situation, so that's good. Alright, we'll take the replenishment again.
Reinvigorated.
He couldn't have gone that far, surely.
Work to do.
Alright, I reckon you should use this army here to capture Averheim so that you've still got movement with Elspeth to move around.
Pioneer.
But this should be a pretty easy fight. Maybe Vlad will become visible somewhere.
Take them down.
I have no idea where he went. But anyway, you're in a good position here to press the attack against him. He's down to only being equal strength to you, so that's good. If you can gain some territory on him, then you'll be able to afford some more units. And the downtime for the replenishment here shouldn't be too bad. Even if Elspeth isn't sitting inside the settlement, she's actually getting a decent amount of replenishment there. You should be able to win this battle without really taking any damage whatsoever, because the Empire maps are super easy to deal with. And you've got mortars, which is really good for these sieges. Plus, Elspeth will come in and absolutely smash them. This one's actually got more winds of magic than Elspeth, so it's good to have this one make the attack. Although Elspeth won't get as much experience, but at level 28, I think she's doing pretty well anyway. Alright, cool. Well, it doesn't look like a disaster campaign or anything. Everything is looking fine. Looks like you can really press the attack on the vampire counts now. Although it doesn't look like you know, for turn 42, you don't have a whole lot of territory. That's for damn sure. But you should be fine. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. Later, guys.